Good afternoon and welcome back to The Longing, where we're going to be walking back to the entrance of the Halls of Eternity, which should take us about 5-6 minutes, something like that, because we're going to go and do something else for the next few days, rather than walking all the way through the Halls of Eternity. So, back we go. Let's click on back to the main house. Because we're going to go and potentially do some reading for the next week or two. Depends if I find anything on the way to do, which I very much doubt because we've walked that route home quite a few times now from here, so there shouldn't be anything unexpected. The only thing that might crop up is if there is a wooden door that's shifted. I'm not sure that there are any wooden door locations en route, but I honestly don't know where all the wooden doors can appear. So who knows, there could be. But in the meantime, we're going to pitter-patter our way through. Yeah. I did notice and take into account someone pointing out that the audio for this is a bit quiet. So from now on I'm going to be doing a bit of fiddling with the audio levels in the hopes that I can make it so that my voice is actually a little bit more audible without having to crank YouTube's volume right to the top. Because I am aware that I am a little bit quiet on the videos. It's always sounded fine when I've been doing the editing, but obviously when it's up to YouTube it has to be on max volume, so I'm going to start trying to gradually increase the volume to make sure it's not just a sudden maxing, so that if you're watching through the playlist, you don't just suddenly get shocked by one loud episode. I'm going to gradually crank it up until it's a reasonable level that without distorting or bringing in a load of background noise. So we're going to try and do that in a reasonable manner. Apologies if it goes wrong. But we do need to work on improving things. I think what I also need to do is figure out my microphone's audio level, because it is generally quieter than everyone else's as far as I can tell. Not just on this, but when speaking to people through Phasmophobia, for example, the system there, I'm always apparently really quiet compared to everyone else. And I think it's because my Windows microphone level is set to 84 rather than 100. But I downed the volume, the input volume, to 84. Oh, back in 2019, I think. I made it really lower when I started streaming because it was picking up a load of background noise, like a ridiculous amount of background noise. So what I did was I lowered the volume and then upped the gain, and that for some reason got rid of a lot of the background noise that was being generated on the streams. So I've just kept it at that ever since, which is the short story behind my microphone. I'm not very good at setting up audio. I'm not very good at setting up stream stuff, to be fair, or video stuff. It's something I'm going to need to put some more effort into if I want to improve. And first of all, I need to work out what I need to do and why, so that I can at least make a so I can at least make a go of it without just randomly pootling around, seeing what happens. I want to have at least an idea of what's happening and why. And then I can pootle around and have a go to understand it in situ. Because if I just have a go and pootle around, sure, I'll learn it, but it'll take quite a while. And I won't understand what or why. It'll just do it. And I'll fiddle around with it, and it'll work, and I'll be just as mystified as before. I won't understand. That's the problem. That is the true problem. But I do need to fix it. Well, I do need to improve it, not so much fix. Also, I am very happy with my microphone. I've had it for nearly a decade now, and it's still doing just fine. I've not really had any problems with it, to be perfectly honest. It's just sort of worked in every situation. It's done the job. Very pleased with it. Oh, there's the door. Let's leave the halls. Okay, and then we can turn the music back on once we're out, so that we don't have the music from the halls. There we go. Home we go. Now we should be able to make it back in time because we made it here. Oh no, we didn't. We made it part of the way here. We made it to the cave from the cave entrance to here in the last episode. We didn't actually make it all the way from home, which means that we're likely to end up spending the time waiting between the halls and home. Yes, let's do that. Two of them dropped. I could have gone for both, but I decided not to, because I didn't react quick enough. It's part of the reason, to be perfectly honest. So we should be able to get to the exit of these tunnels, and then... Ooh. Oh yeah, that's fine. Yeah, it's just a shortcut to get back as far as I can tell. Or at least I'm assuming it is. We are going to have to try the walk to a random place at some point. See where we end up. See if it takes us somewhere new that we hadn't noticed before. So we are definitely going to make it to the to the entrance of this cave system in the dark, where in the darkest depths there is the brightest lights. So we'll just walk back as much as we can before we end. There's no point ending early, just for the sake of being at the entrance to the cave. Although in reality we are coming up to the time anyway. So we'll probably get to the top of these stairs and call it there. So with that said, we're going to end our little walk here and wait until tomorrow. We're going to head home, start reading something. I don't know what we're going to read, to be honest. We're going to read something, but I don't know what. So, see you all later. I hope you have a wonderful morning, evening, afternoon or night. No matter what time of day it is, have a wonderful one of it. And I'll see you again tomorrow with The Longing. Goodbye.